All right, everyone, it's time for me to talk about the coronavirus again. As most people know, I am a teacher who teaches Chinese kids. I have insider knowledge with people who live there and with people who work around people that live there. I have friends in Shanghai and letting you guys know what's going on. My students still have not left their house. The vast majority of them still are not allowed to go outside. With this, many of them and their parents are still not working and they're not allowed to go outside. Now, granted, a lot of the people who I teach, they're upper middle class, and so a lot of their parents can work at home for the most part, so that is a benefit for them. I've asked my students, how do you guys get food if you don't go outside? And they have a delivery system that is bringing them food. I don't know if this is government ran or not, but America is nothing like communist China. China, people are completely subservient and they follow what their government does. America does not do that. We got guns and we got freedom, okay? And so cities can't shut down and everyone listens and goes inside and the streets are completely empty. People will still drive, people will still go to work, people will still think it's not a big deal. I don't trust the government, they're lying, things like that. Okay, the city of San Francisco has just released announcement that they are a state of emergency. Now, granted, they don't have any cases, known cases in the city, but they still released it. Granted, if you want to follow logic, the city of San Francisco is the last city you want to choose to follow logic because these people are literally the same city that hands out heroin needles, bans straws, and allows people to shit on the streets openly and nobody cares. So take that with a grain of salt, what San Francisco does. However, this is a major city. It's being covered now in mainstream news. And so if you think about mainstream news and who watches mainstream news, they're either the Fox deranged syndrome person or they're a Trump deranged syndrome person. And they're usually on the edge of their seat and they run around in fear because they believe stupid things. And so if you're living in a major city, now is the time to get your stuff. I'm not saying that life's going to be dangerous. None of my students lost electricity. They've all had internet. They're still taking classes. They're just not going outside. And so you're not going to run out of water. You're not going to run out of electricity. That's not going to be the issue. The issue is what I have right behind you. And so you have people buying up certain things that you may want because they're just buying stuff out of fear. And so if you've ever lived in an area that doesn't snow that often, and when it snows, they buy up bread, milk, and water for the most part. I don't know why those three things. I don't think anybody's going to lose municipal water. That's idiotic to think that's going to happen. This isn't the Walking Dead, people. This is a flu. Yeah, is it killing people? Sure. But it's not going to shut down society in that case. It's going to affect the economy a lot. But outside of that, you're still going to have water. I recommend you filter your water. If you're worried about water, get some gallons of water like this, purchase that stuff up. It's not hard to buy extra rice. It's not hard to buy extra beans. It's not hard to buy extra eggs. Believe it or not, eggs do not need to be refrigerated. Most countries do not refrigerate their eggs. Only kind of Western countries do that. Uh, Things like that you want to get. Iodized salt and necessities, maybe even, I don't know, first aid kits, things like that. If you want flu medicine, like something you're going to take if you get the flu, I would suggest getting that now because it's going to be taken off the shelf pretty quickly. All right. And if you have prescription drugs that you need to survive off of, I recommend getting that now too. Because do I think these things are all going to disappear? No. In major cities, maybe. If you're in a city, I'm going to leave names and political alliance around, but you can pretty much figure it out. If you're in a city where there's homeless people everywhere and people are taking shits on the street, these are the places where the disease is going to spread the fastest because it's not sanitary. Okay. And so you think in LA, San Francisco, Oakland, Seattle, Portland, St. Louis, Chicago, cities like that. I live in Austin. It'll be okay because I'm on the outskirts. But for the most part, I would get your food now and not wait till later. Like I said, it's not the fact that you don't want to be on the streets when state of emergency gets announced in your city. You don't want to be in the grocery store fighting with people. Who knows how long the lines are going to be. You just don't want to be out there. You want to wait it out. You want to be able to be in control of your life. That's what preparation is all about, is being in control. It's not about being paranoid. It's about being in control of your own life and taking responsibility for your own well-being. And so this is the case. think about what you and your family need. Think about it in a sound mind. I'm not sounding alarmed like everyone's going to die. That's not what I mean. Granted, it is in Iran, it's in Austria and Poland now, and Italy, I believe. Yeah, I got teacher friends that are stuck in Italy. They're trying to get out. They won't let them out. I think it's on lockdown in northern Italy. And so it's a bigger deal than what people are saying. It's not as big a deal as some other people saying. It's not the end of the world. I don't think this will affect our economy. I believe you can see Trump, posturing with India, trying to prop up things in that sense and prop up morale with the economy. It definitely will affect things. You should analyze, communist China, and you think about who you're going to vote for. What kind of healthcare do you want? You want one incentivized on doctors making money, or you want incentivized on not getting in trouble? Yeah, government worker, private worker. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I recommend you getting starting this now, and there you go.